when you can sit down for an hour or 30 minutes or 20 minutes even with people like Buzz Mitchell, with people like Mike Medell, who we see once or twice a year.
Right.
People we've had Darren Koffel on before. I mean, just great people that you can sit there and talk racing, talk about their cars, talk about what we've got going on here. It's just fun.
3 years ago, when Moxie Media brought the Northwest Race Car Show back to start off race season, okay? When we first brought it back, we had about 20 cars, and they were all really from the local area.
Right.
Got a little bit bigger last year. We had cars traveling. This year, I'm not kidding you, we've got cars coming from the southern Oregon border down in Medford and cars coming from Vancouver all the way over to Central Oregon. We're covering a pretty good radius of cars coming, and these are beautiful, beautiful race cars.
Well, got some diversity in the areas. That's good to see.
We've got cars from all different kinds of classes. Like last year, I'm working on trying to get a sprint car there for our sprint car fans. That's trouble. That's trouble. It's hard to get a sprint car there for some. I don't know why, but if you have a sprint car, you want to bring it to the show, wing or non-wing, we don't care. You're welcome. Bring it in. On the phone, do we have him?
We have him. Moxie Mike, are you on the line with us, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Mikey.
Hey, am I caller 10 this time, Corey?
You are not caller 10. You missed it by 1. You're number 9. Mike called me the other day. And he had to stop. It was so funny. He calls in. I pick up the phone, and I go off like an old school radio DJ. Caller number 10, you live in a spaceship, 102.8. Big C your radio. What's going on? Mike says, hi, Corey. Like he wasn't too sure.
Long-time listener.
So I tell Mike that he's caller number 10 and he's won a free chicken dinner, and we'll send him his hard-boiled egg in the mail.
What that was about?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll send him his hard-boiled egg in the mail.
I got that in the group test.
I won't do that to you, Mike. I promise.
Yeah, it'll probably be wrapped in my shirt.
Maybe you'll get your shirt this week, though. I promise. Hey, you got some stuff going on down in California. You got some news for us. We want to know what's going on down there in the Bakersfield area. Give us the lowdown, bud.
You got some good stuff going on. Traditionally, this time of year, you guys up in the north are a whole lot of show. Well, down here in the south, we're a whole lot of go. As in this Saturday, we're going to be going practicing. We got open practice for everybody except for the mini dwarfs at Bakersfield Speedway. And that's going to start at 5 o'clock p.m. Saturday night till 10 o'clock or whenever they kick us out. Then the following week, the 3rd of March, we've got the WRS Wing Sprints, Sport Mods, Hobby Stocks, and American Stocks. Night number 1, opening night for Bakersfield Speedway 2018.
Awesome. That's a good way to start the season.
It's going to be an absolute blast out there.
Grandstands will be full. People are ready to kick it off and get going. And one of the benefits of getting out there early, on top of hearing Brian Smith and Sully, Moxie Mike, now part of the announcing crew there at Bakersfield Speedway. We have a contract with them, and Mike will be a weekly voice there now. Glad to have you there, Mike. We've had a little work into this the last couple of years, and it paid off.
Yeah, it's been one of those touch-and-go type of deals for the past couple of years, but the stars aligned, and here it is.
Well, I will tell you, the other track that we were talking to has missed out big time, and they'll probably regret that decision.
Well, to each their own. Those tracks that didn't work out, I still wish them all the best. I hope whatever their plans are work out for them. But as of right now, Bakersfield Speedway is my number 1 priority.
That's right, and I think it's a great deal because obviously we cover the Budweiser Nationals down there and get to work with that staff, a great staff, and to have you there representing us on a weekly basis is going to just be an awesome thing for Moxie, and we're proud to have you. And the schedule you guys have down there at Bakersfield, man, you guys are racing this year.
We have, let's see, I'm looking already from now until May. We have 0 weeks off.
Man, hardcore. We don't even start racing.
And June, the only 3 weekends we have off are July 4th weekend September 1st, because Santa Maria Raceway does the Simpkins Memorial, and Bakersfield Speedway honors them by taking that weekend off. And then October 6th, the weekend before the 33rd Annual Budweiser Nationals, they take that off to get the track prepped and ready to go. So from now until November, I've got 3 weekends off.
And actually 2 of those, because one of those you're coming up here, right?
That is the plan. One of those I'm going to have to be up there. I just got to figure out which one it's going to be.
Well, you know, you're always welcome in the Moxie Tower at Willamette Speedway, and we've had you there the last couple of years, and it's been a good reception. You get to come up and work with me and Dom, or Joel and I, whatever the combination will be. We'll be up there doing our thing, and like I said, doors open for you, bud.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Everybody up there in Oregon, you guys have been nothing but the most generous of hospitality up there towards me. So I appreciate that, and I hope that my enthusiasm up there returns the favor to all those race fans.
Oh, they love it. They love it. Let's talk more about Bakersfield and the Schweitzer family. And I know that there was a little addition out there to the that's Turn 3 area. Let's talk about that. I know you posted a picture.
Yeah, one of my partners in crime over there at Bakersfield Speedway, Brian Smith, posted the new color scheme for the Sugar Shack. And if you guys, we talked about the Sugar Shack when you guys were down at the Budweiser Nationals. It's in Turn 3. It was originally designed by Scott and his family for the kids when they were little to go up and be able to play. And he's still close enough that he can handle his business and still be with the family. Well, they painted it what I call Bailey blue.
Right.
It's a beautiful teal color, tealish blue color in honor of her, and it's just gorgeous. Every time I look at it, it kind of brings a tear to the eye.
Well, I'll tell you, it did for Sandy as well, because we got to stand up there in the Sugar Shack and watch those races, and when I saw the picture, I showed her, and she just, Sandy got to know Bailey, and Bailey helped us out a lot down there for the Budweiser Nationals, and the hospitality you talk about here is very much reciprocated down there, and she has missed a lot, and I thought that was a pretty cool deal to honor her there permanently at the Bakersfield Speedway.
Yeah, that's one thing with Bakersfield Speedway, that they don't forget who got them there.
Right.
They don't forget those people that are working. We might only see them from 12 o'clock till 12 o'clock on Saturday, but those guys and gals are working 6-7 days a week just to get ready for that one night.
Right.
And they truly honored him. Mike Mosier, the same thing with the Mosier Tower, the beautiful sign out front, the little memorial inside that we all see.
Yeah.
It's just an awesome thing.
It's a very, very tight-knit community. I'm sure you were listening to the show earlier when we were talking with Chris Sine and James Whitehouse and Buzz, and we are talking about the community we have in the race world and how tight we are. You guys are a great example of that down there at Bakersfield, and that whole facility with your crew and the community supporting that racetrack. Moxie is going to be a big presence there to help support that racetrack this year. And honestly, I'm honored to be a part of that, and I'm glad that Scott Schweitzer called us to help out with that. And it makes me proud to see what we're doing as a team at Moxie, to have another racetrack call us and say, hey, look, we see what you're doing. We want you a part of this deal on more than just one night a year. And, we got that done.
It's nice for people to reach out and really, bring you into their family, because of the stuff, the work ethic that we have, the fact that we're not coming in as better than anybody else. We're just bringing in a different point of view.
Well, we're all doing the same thing.
A different attitude about it.
Right. We're all doing the same thing and having fun doing something we love. And the funny thing is, when we go down there, you use the word family. Sully uses the word family. Brian Smith, Germ the Worm. Everybody uses the word family down there at Bakersfield. When we were presenting the flag at the ceremony that we had embroidered for Scott and Chrissy, with Bailey's name, I went to hand him the flag and shake his hand, and he said, "Get in here." He goes, "We hug family around here." And I thought, man,
that's right.
that's just their mentality there, and it was just an awesome thing. And I'm glad, Mike, I am so glad to have you there representing Moxie at Bakersfield and helping out the Schweitzers and whatever we can to help that show at Bakersfield, get bigger and better every week, if that's even possible, because you guys are awesome down there, man.
Yeah, it's a chaotic world we live in, but, when we go out and do things and we have a hobby and a passion, it brings those passion together to create that family bond, and we look after each other. There was, I talked about it last week with guys from up north, Tanner coming down and Joey Tanner coming down and running, having the run in with Clay. Everybody blew it up on Facebook saying, oh, this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, those two guys are sharing rides this year.
Yeah, those guys worked it out amongst themselves, and I think other people took it to another level, but glad they got that worked out. And, again, that just kind of goes to show you that, there is a passion in what we do, and, there's a reaction, and then there's reality, and, the reality of it all was it wasn't that big of a deal in the end. It was just one of those things that happened, and I can't wait to see what happens at the Bud Nationals this year. Man.
Yeah, last year there was some die-hard drive-in. Every year there's that oh my gosh moment. Last year was, Tanner and Clay battling back and forth. There was the one car in the Pro Stocks up on turn 3 on the wall.
Yeah.
Year before there was Rich Denman in a borrowed car coming from coming from deep in the pack to first in hobby stocks.
Put on a driving clinic only to be DQ'd at the end because they said his shocks were illegal. He says, what do you mean? I've been running them all year. You guys have checked these before. Yeah. So I don't know what the rule was.
And it's one of those things. It happened again this year in the American stock class. Jeremy Setlawa, the 37.
Yep.
Running Santa Maria rules. It said on their thing that you can run Santa Maria rule. You can run your local racetrack's rules. Their local racetrack says you can have a locked rear end. Bakersfield Speedway, not in American stocks.
So I think
he ran his rules at Santa Maria, finished second place, DQ'd him for the rear end.
I think from now on, if you see a rule like that, call the track, verify that, get on the same page.
Do your homework ahead of time. You don't want to. It's only a 2-hour drive,
right,
for Santa Maria to Bakersfield. But if you're going anywhere, do your homework ahead of time. Find out what you can and can't do, because it really sucks to go out there, spend 7 days, 7 nights working on your vehicle, get out there, put your heart and soul on the track, only to have some guy go, not here, sorry.
After you won. So, and again, that I think Dom will agree goes back to the driver not doing what he should do to make sure he's on the same page.
It's not just the driver. It's anybody involved in that car should make sure that the piece that you are bringing out to the track is AJ squared away before you get there.
Right, absolutely. No doubt about it. So your early part of the season down there in Bakersfield, what's your, other than the opening night, what's your big event in the first month of racing? Let's talk about that.
Okay, big event. Let's see.
I know you guys.
There's this little thing on March 24th called World of Outlaws.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them.
No, I sure haven't.
Yep. So it's a little group of 25, 30 cars that come out. But the World of Outlaws sprints are going to be there on the 24th. That night they're also going to have modifieds and mod light. Me, personally, the one I'm looking forward to is actually the second week that we have on March 10th. We got modifieds, mod lights, mini stocks, because I love my mini stocks, mini dwarf, which are the kids 5 to 13 racing basically caged go-karts.
Right.
Jet Yantis.
NMRA TQ midgets, and the first time I get to see one on the track, a mini mod.
This is something new down there. I've seen a video someone posted.
I've seen pictures, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
so
cool
I get
little
to
cars.
see that up close and personal. It's